Hi everyone, Danielle here. I'm doing a solo playthrough of Doom Cat. Thank you to the publisher for sending me a copy of this. I have this set up. As you can see, it's a pretty simple, small setup. You just need to grab 3 of the gold cards. I grabbed number 5, 6, and 2. So we have isolation, score 10 VP per candle that wasn't used or crossed out. Then we have division, score 3 VP per enclosure. And then we have variety, score 4 VP per different number you write in the top boxes. So in this game, you will be rolling dice. You're going to be rolling 3 dice. We'll go ahead and do that as we take our first turn. And then we're going to be assigning each of these dice to do something for us on one of these cards here. So we have 2 of these sigil cards in front of us. I have A and D. So you just need 2. And you get to decide which of these cards you will write on during this turn. So we'll start with deciding what number we will be writing on the top. There's a total of 7 spots at the top of each of these sigil cards. So total, you'll have to fill out 14 of them to finish the game. So that's kind of your little timer. You know when the game will end. So we have a 5, 5, and a 2. We first have to decide a number to write at the top, going from left to right. And then with the remaining 2 numbers, we will be connecting 2 candles with those values. So if I wrote the number 5 up here, I have a 5 and a 2 left. So I have to find a candle that has a number 5. I have 2 options. I have this 5 and this 5. And then I also have to find a candle that has a value of 2, of here and here. So keeping in mind our goal cards, we do want to try to create enclosures. So as we draw lines on our cards, if we create enclosures, we could get 3 VP per enclosure. For scoring VP, 4 VP for different numbers, we'll just have to keep in mind the numbers we put at the top. All right, so I could consider, instead of putting anything on this card, I could have put everything on this card, but I'll stick with this card and continue my turn. I have a 5 and a 2. So I think I'm going to just draw the line just across, because I'm going to try to create as many enclosures as I can. I'm just going to draw a straight line to the number 2. And then lastly, you'll have to look at the number you wrote at the top. You have to cross off a candle with that number. So when you do that, you're going to just mark it so that you won't be able to use it anymore. Okay. So that was the first turn. Let me continue in this fashion. Right. We have a 2, 2, 3. So looking here, as you can see, the numbers are not in the same formation as they are on this sigil. On this sigil, they're kind of all over the place, which could lend itself to creating even more enclosures. So that's something for me to keep in mind. I think here I'll write the number 3. Then I have 2 2s. So I'll have to draw 2 2s, a line between the 2s. Go ahead and do this. Okay. And then with the 3, I have to cross off a candle, number 3. All right. We have a 1, 2, 3. So let's put the number 2 here. And then 1 and 3. Let's do 1 and 3 here. And then we have to cross off a number 2 candle. So that'll be right there. Okay. 116. Um, so I think I'll put it here. I'll put the 6 up here, and then the 1 will be drawn like that. And then we have to cross off a number 6. So I'll cross off this number 6. Okay, we have a 2, 4, 5. Um, 2, 4, 5. I'll put the 4 here, and then we have a 2 and a 5. So the 5 and the 2, we'll have to just draw the line like that because we already drew the 2, 5 here. And then we had to cross off a 4. I'll cross off this one. We have a 2, 3, 4. I'll put the 2 here. And I'm focusing here because I'm noticing that I could score 4 VP per different number I write in the top boxes, so I might as well just fill it in as it comes. So I could put either the 2 or the 3 here. I think I'll put the 2. And then the 3, 4 is what I'll be connecting. I'll do here 3, 4. And then we had to cross off a number 2 candle, which is here. A 4, 3, 4. So we could do another 3 here. So if that happens, the 3 becomes a wild and we have to circle it. So I have the rules right here. And I want to make sure that I read it correctly. So wild, if you write a number twice on one card, you circle it, and that number is now a wild. So we're going to go ahead and just know that next time for this card, a 3 could be any number. All right. Also, if we can't draw a line between any pair of numbers on the dice, all the dice are considered wild. So we'll have to keep that in mind. All right, so I have a 4, 3, 4. So I wrote the 3 there, and then the 4s will be connected. Let me cross out a 3. So we'll cross this out because this is already crossed out. Okay. But 3s are actually wild, so we could have crossed off anything. Ooh. So if we used it here, we could put the 5 here, and then the 3, 3 are wilds. So what we could do is just connect and make as many enclosures as possible. So we'll do the 5, 3, like 5. Oops. Okay, so that's not gonna work. It's a 5, 3. Um, oh wait, it will, because there's a 3, 3 I'm doing. I wrote the 5 up here. So I'm just gonna connect the 2 5s. I knew what I was doing. Okay. But that's still kind of crooked. I need to fix that a little bit. Okay. There we go. So we got 6 more rolls. A 6, 4, 4. Put the 6 here, and then we have 4, 4. And we won't be able to connect the 4, 4 because one of them's crossed out. So what we could do is just do anything else. So we'll put, let's do 1, 1. There we go. And then we have to cross off a 6. Um, oh, did we cross out a 5 before? I don't think so. So maybe we need to do that. Yep. Okay. Ooh, 6, 6, 5. Um, so we marked this here. That is now a wild. So we have a wild and a 5. So wild and a 5. I have the 5 that I have to use, and I can connect it to the number 2 since it's not crossed off. And then we have to cross off a 6. Cross this off. Okay. 3, 4, 5. I'll put the 3 here, and then we have the 4, 5. So I see that this is the only option. So I'll do that 4, 5. Then we have to cross off a 3. I'll cross this 3 off. 3 more rolls. A 5, 6, 2. I guess I'll do another 6 here, and it's gonna be it's gonna be a wild. So do I write any number down? I guess I could. I want it to be a 1. And then the 5, 2. 5, 2. I don't have any options, so I can just make any connection at this point. So I'll do 5, 5. Okay. And 2, 2, 5. All right. So we're writing our second 2. So we'll circle that, and that's a wild. And so now we have a 5, 2, which the 2 is a wild. So the 5, I'll have connect to the 3. Actually, the 3's crossed out, so I can't do that. So maybe you just have it go to the 1. Okay. Then we have to cross off a 2, which is a wild. So I'll just cross off the 3. Then last roll here, we have a 6, 4, 3. So I'll just put, because I do have a 6 I could draw from, I think I will do a 3, which is going to be a wild. And so I'm drawing the 6 to a 4. And 4 is currently all crossed out. So we're going to go from 6 to 1 just for the sake of doing that. And then that's all our turn. So we're going to score all 3 of these goals for each card. So this says score 10 VP per candle that wasn't used or crossed out. So unfortunately, I think all my candles were used, so that's 0 points. And then for this one, we also used all of the candles. So we're going to put 0 points for that as well. And then we have division, score 3 VP per enclosure. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 5, that's going to be 15. And this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's a tiny one here, 7, 8, 9. I think that's it. So 27. All right. And then this last one for variety, score 4 VP per different number you write in the top boxes. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different numbers. So that's going to be 20. And then for this one, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 as well. So that's going to be 20 points. And then we will sum this up. This is going to be 35. And then this is going to be 47. So we're going to add up 47 plus 35. And I'll just use my calculator real quick. 47 plus 35. It's going to be 82 points. So I have 82 points. So in a solo game, there is a score you have to beat. I believe it's 70. Yep. So solo win. If you meet or exceed 70 VP, oh no, it's 70 VP per sigil card. So I had 82 points for both, which means I actually didn't win. I wasn't very close actually at all. But yeah, I have to meet or exceed 70 VP per sigil card. But anyway, that is how you play Doomcat. A very interesting dice game. I'm excited to try out all of the other cards. I have them over here, so let's take a look. We have a couple of different cards. So we have like the Symphony, and this one says score 10 VP per cluster. A cluster is all lines using the same candles and or intersecting, minimum 2 lines each. So I feel like that might be a little challenging for me to score, but you'll get 10 VP per cluster. If we used bind, you score 5 VP per line. is that starts and ends in the same quadrant. So if you can see, these have dotted lines that separate into quadrants. This one kind of goes like this, and then this one goes like this. So it's like an X. It's not in the same position, but they are quadrants. Um, Scored 3 VP per intersection, so that would be like where the lines meet. And this is like one of the first goals. So I think they recommend goals 1, 2, and 3, which is burnout. So that scored 4 VP per candle that is crossed out but not used. So I would have scored quite a bit. I have 1, 2, 3, 4 crossed out but not used. So that would have been 16 points. So some of these are definitely easier than others to score points on. There is a solo campaign log as well if you wanted to keep track of how you're doing. And then there's also a campaign log if you're playing with more players. But yeah, that is my playthrough of Doomcat. If you have any questions or rules questions, definitely let me know. Also, if you're not already subscribed, please consider subscribing. I often do videos like unboxings and playthroughs and overview videos as well. So if you're interested in any of that, definitely consider subscribing. Also, just a like or a comment is always appreciated. All right, thanks so much for watching. Bye.